Ah, right. Okay, I have not got a black screen anymore. So we're live. From there. That's working. Right, we're live. This always happens on a live video. You just got to trust it. Hey guys, thanks for joining in. That was a little bit of a funny introduction. I think a lot of live streams start like this, of people being like, is it on? Is it working? You just got to trust the flow and trust that when you press play and when you press record, it's working. So I just want to show you something quickly. I am in front of the computer and I'm also on two cameras. And it looks like one of them isn't working. That's classic. Why is that one? It's the worst live stream ever. Oh Christ. Crikey, crikey, crikey. Hi Donna, how you doing? Hi Chris. If you want to see what I'm actually doing, head over to YouTube. I'm not really going to acknowledge you anymore. I'm having some technical difficulties because this is live, so obviously that's going to be the case. Let's see if camera number 2 is working. Other than that, screw camera number 2. Camera number 2 isn't working, basically. Oh no, it's working. Hey, camera number 2. I knew we'd get you there in the end. Anyway, without further ado, let's go into the video. And what I want to show you is in Ableton. So let's dive into Ableton right now. And here we are in Ableton. Welcome to Ableton. Let's take a look around. Isn't it lovely? So on this video, what I thought I'd do is I'd show you how I went about and got the sound for my theme tune. So this is a video on the theme tune. I'm not going to put the theme tune over it, but let's play it. There we go. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yep, I know, it's pretty cool. So this is a piece of music that I wanted to make a theme tune for my YouTube videos, and I basically wanted to make something that was kind of retro feel, and I wanted to particularly talk about the synth line. So the synth line sounds like this. This is the lead line that goes over it. So this is comprised of, let me see how many we got. Crikey, 1, 2, 3. 3 separate synths playing the same part because I wanted to create like quite a complex sound that is built up of different instruments, because each one of these was lacking in a little bit of area or had something about the sound that I really liked and wanted to incorporate. So first one is the Prophet. Which is nice. But it's like, I don't know, I thought it could be a little bit better, so then we've got the Mini V3, which is like a Moog. So I'll show you the Mini V3. This is what this looks like. It's made by Arturia. I'll bring this in. So this is the Mini V3 by Arturia. I absolutely love the Arturia collection. It's a really, really, really good piece of software, and they do some great instruments. Camera number 2 is having a bit of technical difficulties. It overheats camera number 2. I'm sorry, camera number 2. You're just not quite as good as camera number 1. But you're going to use these both angles if you got them. If you got 2 cameras, like, why wouldn't you just do something like this? And also, I can do the 1980s thing. So I can well, look, it's like I'm like Phil Collins in the 80s right now. Pretty cool, hey? If you were watching this on Instagram Live, you'll have no idea what I'm talking about. But this video's not for you, to be honest. Head over to YouTube. Anyway, so I'm using the Arturia Mini V3, and it is a fantastic, proper nice retro synth. And so this is, can I play this right now? Great synth. So I made that sound, and if I play that on its own, again, it was cool, but it was not punching through enough. And together, still, you can't really hear the Prophet in there, if I'm honest. It's been taken over by the Mini, so I'd probably mix that later. I've also panned them left and right, and then I stuck a Juno over, which is the one behind me. You can probably, let's put camera number 2 onto the Juno. There we go. So the Juno is that middle one there. Let's zoom in on that. This synth is fantastic. The Juno 60. Absolutely love it. Whoa, hello. Let's go the other way. Hey, by the way, do you like my banner on the top of the video saying YouTube, Tomtheroad on YouTube? It is this me. I am on YouTube right now. Let's go back to camera number 1. So I recorded the top line on the Juno, and this is what that sounds like. That's like a real instrument. It's not software, it's hardware, and it's being recorded in audio. It just sounds great, and it's also got the button that you can press. It's called the, what's it called? The Lfo Trigger. The Lfo Trigger is fantastic. So you can basically play a note, and you can get that, what's it called, ashes to ashes sound like boo, boo. You can trigger the LFO, so the note starts off as ma, and then it goes ah, which is really cool. So this is what it sounds like on its own, and then with the others. So it's like a full wide sound, and with the rest of the track it sounds like this. So that's the hey cat, that is the, oh hey guitar mantra Paul, that's the, what do you call it, that's the top line. What else have we got in here? The drums. I've got some cool nice old samples on here. This is the kick on its own. So this kick is designed to work in conjunction with the 808, the 808 synth, which is a kick, but you can turn that into a note. So let's get the, is that playing? Oh, it's not soloed. That's a kick, an 808 kick, but you can extend the tail and play it in pitch, and it actually becomes like a bass. So the 808 is playing, it's following the kick, but it's an extended tail, and it's playing in tune with the rest of the song. So we've got a bass on there, which is the Voyager, and you can probably hear that I've rolled off the bass on the bass. What's going on over there? What is camera number 2 doing? It's freaking out. So anyway, you can probably hear that I've rolled off the bass. Let's get that FabFilter Pro Q3, and I can show you exactly what we've done with the bass. Hold on. That's not the Voyager. There we go. I was very confused by that then. So I've got quite a lot going on the Voyager right now. I have got, this is the first filter, just rolling off a little bit of the bass, the taking out the low end. So it's bringing it down. The lighter grey, the darker grey that's behind, that's on top, is what the original frequency was, and I've taken it down, and the more prominent one that's now highlighted in purple is where it is now. So it's just evened it out. There's a little bit of a peak there. Alright, and then I got another filter going on. Just taking out some of that, some of the middle. And then I've got an auto filter taking out the bass. Am I on? So with it, So then the 808 and this kind of work in tandem. And what I was trying to say before is that the kick that we've used is made to work with the 808. So it's a real punchy kick. Just sits in there nicely. On the Voyager, which is the bass without any bass in it, we've also got a Sidechain Compressor. That is, you can not see it because I'm in the way over here. What's going on? There we go. There we go. Let's take me out of the way so I can show you. The kick is the bass has got the kick sidechain through it, or something like that. The kick is being the source of the sidechain. So when the kick goes, it dips the bass. So that really helps the kick punch through the bass. And I've got that on the 808 bass as well. If you look at the 808 bass over here, you can see every time the kick goes, the compressor springs into action. Let's bring me back down there. So that's a really good way of getting the kick just to kind of like punch through. It's yeah, it sounds pretty cool. And so these are the drums. What else have I got? This is the original bass synth. It's a little bit too muddy, but I quite like what I've got going on with the auto filter. So I have manually stuck in a filter that you can see moving down there. I've got a bit of a bump in the mid-range that's just kind of cycling through. You can hear that. So that's going on in the background. So I've taken out most of the frequencies in this instrument. So you can probably see over here, I've taken out a lot of the bass. Take out a little bit more. Got a bump to accentuate that mid bump. And I've also got that glue. Let's move me out of the way again. I've got that glue compressor running underneath with the sidechain, listening to the kick, dipping out every time it comes in. So that kick is just going to punch through and be quite prominent because everything else is essentially making space for it and just moving out of the way. Let's see if camera number 2 is working yet. Camera number 2, you were working before. That's what is it, Sod's Law or Murphy's Law, that whatever can go wrong will go wrong, especially when you're going live. Anyway, so that is the Prophet. So what else have I got on here? Got the Synth Line. Already said that. Good. This is the arpeggio going on in the background. That's also got a bit of a moving filter going on. Oh, where did that go? So I've got an auto filter, again with a bump and a spike. Here we are, you can see that. So these two things are kind of moving. It's pretty cool. So if I get the... So they've both got some LFO filtering going on that I've kind of that I've automated in. They just kind of move around. It's a really short track. It's a very short loop because the intro is only going to be like 10 to 15 seconds. So I just wanted to create a huge hitting, hard hitting track that went and was like a loop that just went straight in there with everything playing. So it goes straight in. What else have we got? Some weird things in the back. You should be able to hear that. It's like this weird old, just, I don't know what you call it. Like a whisper of an instrument going on in the back, just going from left to right, panning around. And then I wanted to create some kind of wind effect. So that, again, I've got another auto pan going around on that, just moving the frequency. Again, it's got a bump in the mid-range. And it just sounds like the wind. So let's hear everything together. Let's get it from the start. So let's see if I can hear those elements. Let's take the wind out. That's not the wind. Didn't take the wind out then. Let's start again. Let's take the wind out. So that background wind has gone. And altogether, I think it sits together quite nicely. You got the arpeggio just going on in the background nicely. Nothing's got too much of a tail. Like there's not much reverb. The synth I've put into a group, so all of those synth lines, they're all in one group, getting the same amount of compression applied to each other. They've got an echo boy on there. So if you listen to that, I've also got another Juno bass in the synth with the synth line. So that's all getting compressed and groups together. So you can just have it without if you wanted to. If you wanted to make a proper song out of it, you'd start with this. Bam, bam. Let's get everything away, because there's other things going in a bit. 1, 2, and then. Oh, I've got something else going on there as well. So let's go to the second half of the loop. Where are these? Nope, that's the weird thing. The little whisper. Oh, I got this going on in the back, a little drone note that kind of sounds like a lost cat. Meow. It's a lost cat with a really long breath as well. Operatic cat. So there you go. See if camera number 2 is working yet. Nah. Camera number 2 just is goner. So what's this one? I got this going on as well. Lots of elements. This is like, I don't know. You heard, if you know, In the Court of the Crimson King, that's a really massive epic song as well. But in the background, they've got all these like little flute-like instruments that kind of move around. They reminded me of, like, I don't know, the little robots that the architect builds in Blade Runner. He makes these little toy jesters. I don't know what they're called, little androids. And these remind me of that, just the little guys in the background. They're not very prominent, but if you listen closely in the whole song, you can hear it. Ba, 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 ba. Then I got another organ there. That's the Prophet. Yeah, we all know about that. We all know about that one. Where is it? Not that one. Is it? Here it is. Then just an organ comes in. I love the Farfisa. Farfisa, again, this one's by Arturia. The Farfisas are fantastic. In fact, no, that isn't even a Farfisa. That's another what do you call it? V3, mini V3. So the Moog again. Just lots of lead lines going on here. So all in all, and then together with everything. And that's it. That's pretty much, not much to it, but I'm quite happy with that. I think it sounds that's quite good. Great. So that is the tour of the theme tune. I hope you found it a little bit interesting. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you again.